It all started with the Reform War and the attempted separation of the state and the church. In brief, the Reform War was a conflict between liberals and conservatives. One of the causes of the war was the proclamation of new laws made by the liberals. Their leader, Benito Juárez.
Second French Intervention. It was an armed conflict between Mexico against France, Spain and England between the years of 1862 to 1867. It was after the Mexican government of Benito Juárez announced the suspension of foreign debt payments in 1861.
After the end of the war, the liberals were victorious. However, they ended up owing a lot of money to the United Kingdom, France, and Spain. The Mexican government asked the three nations for time to pay their debt, but they could only reach an agreement with the United Kingdom and Spain, while France did not agree and maintained their decision to attack the country to collect their debt. France wanted to settle a monarchy in Mexico.
It is worth mentioning that there would have been a stage of economic recovery between the 1830s and the early 1850s, followed by a 15-year recession due to the turmoil caused.
Conservatives, who were defeated in the Reform War, supported this move. While Mexico was in this conflict, the United States was going through a difficult time with the Civil War. On May 5, 1962, Mexico had its first major victory, defeating the French in the Battle of Puebla.
This war delayed the entry of the French army into Mexico City. In 1863, 3,000 French and 8,000 elements of the conservative army supported the invasion. On June 10, 1863, the French took over the capital, and that same year they declared the French Empire in Mexico. Mexican conservatives requested Maximilian of Habsburg, Prince of Austria, and his wife Carlota to occupy the throne in Mexican Empire. Maximiliano decides to assume the throne and the crown. On May 28, 1864, Maximilian arrived at the port of Veracruz to commence his reign of the Second Mexican Empire. After 2 months of siege, the city of Querétaro falls, and Mariano Escobedo takes Maximiliano and his two main generals as prisoners, the conservative Mexican Tomás Mejías and Miguel Miramón, who were tried and declared traitors to the nation by President Juárez and ordered their execution. On June 19, 1897, they were shot on El Cerro de las Campanas. It was here that the Second Mexican Empire ended.